Hello, I got this, to coin a phrase from a video a very long time ago. It is a Jaguar Game Drive made by Retro HQ. They're like a low volume production run. I think this is the second run. I first learned about these years ago and have waited a very long time to be able to get one, because the first run sold out pretty much instantly. Second run just, I believe it's the second, whatever, a run just became available and I had the money to buy one this time, which is great. What the hell is it, you ask? What do you think? It's like an Everdrive for the Atari Jaguar. You've got a micro SD card that goes in there. You fill it with Atari Jaguar ROMs and Jaguar CD images. You shove it in your Atari Jaguar and you play the games, and it saves you having to have a ton of, and I'm looking at them now, cartridges sitting on your shelf taking up space. You can have them all in one convenient little cartridge. There's a, I'm just looking at it now, there's a micro SD port thingy there. I believe that's for like debugging and other technical things that I'm never going to do. I'm going to plug it in now and show you that it works. I mean, it's, how do you review a thing like this? It's a cartridge, you put ROMs on it, it works. Before I do like plug it in and everything, it's a very interesting material that it's made of, and I'm not completely sure what. I think it might be 3D printed, but I'm not sure. If it is, it's had some kind of treatment go on. I don't know if it's just sanding or whatever, but it's not. It doesn't have all those ridges that you get on a very raw 3D print. I like it. It's very light. It's very well put together. I like this. It's a quality product. Now, the other thing I'm going to tell you about it is it costs £168, which is not a cheap piece of kit. I got it from Retro Towers. There's another site in the UK that I can't remember the name of. You can also get them from Atari Age. Some might say that's a lot of money. Well, Everdrives are a lot of money. And I suppose what it comes down to is, are you inclined to buy a lot of Atari Jaguar cartridges, but actually just because that's the only way you can think of to play Jaguar games on your Atari Jaguar? Because if you are, well then it pays to get one of these instead. Save space, and it would work out cheaper in the long run, because cartridges, I don't even know what they cost now, but you know, if you were to buy all the Atari Jaguar cartridges, it would cost more than it cost to get one of these. I'll plug it in, turn it on, we'll look quickly at the games and then ask the question, would you want to, given what Atari Jaguar games are like? There we go, that's it booting up. Now if you want to check for the latest update, you press the option button just as it's booting. It gives you a little prompt there, and it'll give you a URL or one of those QR code things that you can scan into your phone. But here we are, this is the menu you get. You can put image files, I guess, on the cartridge, and they'll appear in the preview thing on the right if you can be bothered to do that. I can't, because I don't need a picture to tell me what the games are all about. Yeah, those are cartridge files. You can go up here and there are your Jaguar CD files. Now there is a trick to getting these. You can't just go and download bin and Q and stick them on here. That doesn't work. there is I think it's on a Retro HQ site, a link to a file. If it's not on Retro HQ site, it's somewhere out there. There's a program called CD to JCD, which converts various different file formats into this JCD file. I had trouble making that work. The only file type I could make it convert was CDI, but I think it was because the files I had gaps in their file name when I had, like, what are they called, CCDs and IMGs or whatever, and even though I tried to close all the gaps in the file names, it didn't work. But anyway, it's a lot of faffing about. Don't ask me. I'm not doing a video to show how to do it. It's command line, it's fiddly, it does work. It's the kind of thing to get into if you are properly nerding out on the Atari Jaguar, and if you're that kind of person, well, you've got to figure out how to do it anyway. So let's see. First of all, I'm gonna try to work out how to go up. There we go. Yeah, B is usually your select button on these things, and C goes up, and A, I don't know what, navigate, what, whatever. We'll load something up, and what will we load? I mean, the quality of games on here are wildly variable, and what was I played something earlier that just made me, I've forgotten what it was. Oh god, yeah. So, I mean, there is a loading time. You wouldn't have this on a real Atari Jaguar cartridge. You just turn it on and bam, there it is. This has to load it from the micro SD card. And that is a thing. And I don't know why it's doing that. Bear with me. I seem to have to take it out and plug it back in again occasionally. And now it's not powering on. Okay, don't know what happened there. That was a little worrying. The Jaguar wouldn't fire back up. Let's try again. Okay, I'll tell you what, we'll just go for checkered flag. It's a known quantity. Please work, please don't give me a red screen. That looks more promising. Yeah. So this isn't, we're not doing a review of this game. I'm going to just play this as an example of Jaguar gaming. I've done a review of this game years ago, actually. Now there's the accelerate button, not where you would expect it to be, but Jaguar games are, I mean, this is meant to be 64-bit, and I have to laugh. A lot of Jaguar games are a lot like you would expect to get on an accelerated Amiga, whoops, bloody hell, Amiga 1200. It can do 3D a bit, flat shaded polygons, or that, is it GURAD shading, whatever. And it can throw sprites around, actually better than the Amiga. It can do sprite scaling like the Amiga could only dream of doing. But a lot of the games on this really just look like glorified Amiga games with similar production values. And there aren't that many games. Okay, that'll do. There, option for firmware update. So game quality is variable. There are some that are actually quite good. This power drive looks like it could be entertaining. Raiden is seemed like quite an accomplished game, though it also doesn't look like anything the PC Engine couldn't do, and a good bit faster. Rayman, I have to be honest, is the only game on here that I think is really, really slick. That and obviously Tempest 2000, which kind of goes without saying, because that's really the best reason to own a Jaguar still. But the cartridge, I think this device is for your Atari Jaguar enthusiast who wants all of the games but doesn't want to have to buy all of the cartridges with all the cost and storage space issues that come with that. You can have all the games, bung them on one cartridge. It's not a cheap device, but it's a lot cheaper than buying all the cartridges. I have some minor concerns about the reliability of it, in terms of, well, as you saw, it red screened on loading one of those and then didn't want to boot up. Something there's something a little bit odd going there. It's the kind of thing you expect with low volume production things like this, electronic and technological gadgets. Firmware update, maybe. I suspect this thing will get smoother and slicker as time goes by. It's not perfect, but I think it's a really cool piece of kit. Yeah, I would have been upset if my Jaguar hadn't powered back up, but it did, so yay. But that red screen thing, that's not the first time it's red screened. I have had quite a few of those, so it is something to bear in mind. Atari Jaguar Game Drive. I do like it. I will put links down below to where you can buy it, and to Retro HQ's website as well. Okay, thank you for watching.
It says here Benway offers his thanks to those who subscribe to his Patreon account thing. Is that what he needs?